Hi everyone, welcome back to Nocturnal Citizens. This is Rigsby.
I'm Gremlin.
It's Murphy.
We interrupt our normal podcast to bring you Mumbles and Grumbles, a hot take on our everyday lives and interests. To start this off, we're going to be doing an icebreaker of Murphy's choosing.
Big shoe. Pick a shoe that you want to wear every day, if you could. And go.
I would choose Crocs, which I know is no longer controversial because everyone is apparently it's like trendy, but I would pick Crocs. They're comfy, they're cute, and they have charms.
I don't know about cute.
I see how. But sure.
Well, I mean, Murphy doesn't think they're that cute either.
I was trying not to bring it up. They're alright. I understand why. I get why people like them. They're comfort. It's comfort. It's practicality. You can go into sport mode or whatever, you know.
And they have winter versions now with the fur lining. Is it the whole shoe that's lined inward?
No, it's just the inside.
Like the outside portion?
No, it's the inside.
Just the
Why would
inside
the
portion.
outside
Yeah.
be?
The outside is just.
No.
That would be. Wait.
Like where your foot
Wait,
goes
she's onto
in.
something.
Like when your foot goes in, it lines like a boot.
Apparently, if you're randomly listening, you're gonna take notes.
Here's some ideas.
If you need a boot version of your Crocs.
What would they be called? Brocs? No, that sounds like
That sounds like
a 90s.
Pokemon.
Oh, I guess that.
I mean, that is 90s, isn't it?
I was gonna say a 90s jog or something from
That's
some
also
show.
true.
I hear Brock, I think. Anyways. Shoe? Pick a shoe?
Yeah, Rigsby, what's your...
If I could, I would wear probably boots all the time. But I have a tendency of getting the back of my heel rubbed raw, so I generally just don't bother with them. So I would probably pick skater shoes because they're the most comfortable. And 90s, baby.
I mean, also for aesthetic, boots are nice.
Yeah. And
Boots. Sorry.
they're all weather, essentially. Like, you can find a boot for any occasion.
Yeah. Even in the summer.
Important question.
Oh, yes.
your boot?
Murphy, what's your...
What's my boot?
Like that?
What is your boot?
What's your shoe? I'm sorry.
Is that the new...
I changed it. What's everyone's favorite boot? And go.
You presented that like, what's your astrological sign? What's your boot? What does it say about you?
What does it say about you?
What does your boot say about you?
Well, I think if we were all to go that
And
route,
if
would
we are
all...
boot compatible.
Well, we're
No
not
boot compatible.
There we go. There we go.
Technically, we would all pick the same boot. Because we all like Doc Martens.
Yeah.
So we would
But
all be
it
the
would-
same.
Well, it would
But
be
it'd be
combat
different
boots in
ones.
general.
It would be different versions of the dogs,
That's true.
specifically. Because we all like different versions of them.
But I also like all the ones that y'all wear too. So.
But no, for yourself.
No, but I mean, I do like those ones too.
Oh.
I'm a universally loving.
Universal Docs
Lover.
Incorporated. Not incorporated. We're not incorporated.
Maybe someday.
It's funny that you said boots because honestly, I was gonna say like some version of a combat boot, or literally Birks, cause
There we go.
comfort.
That sounds like Murphy.
So it would be between those two.
I also
That's
find
the shoe of my
Birks
choice.
ugly.
No, and I don't care.
I like them, and I have a pair, but they're not always the most comfortable.
Oh, you have to break them in.
I know.
You definitely do because the first week
I just don't
had
wear them
my.
enough that they get broken in.
See,
That's my problem.
mine is I wore them too much and now I have to get them resold. That's the thing. Anyways.
And I guess at this point, let's talk about today's segment, Netflix, and the absolute fucking of their choices and decisions. And even though they've, I guess, decided to take back, let's just discuss what happened before.
What do you mean before? The password debacle?
Yeah, where back in the day, they were like, sharing is caring. And now all of a sudden they're like, no, you're not allowed to do that.
Greed, corporation, I don't know.
They essentially wanted you to pick your least favorite people and boot them off the island.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't have my password any longer.
They're literally in like competition with other apps now,
Uh-huh.
other sites, and they do this stupid shit. Like, why?
It doesn't make them. It's not like they're the only choice. There's so many other options, and there's other places people can go to for whatever they're looking for. I just don't understand why they decided to be greedy, I guess.
Yeah, it's essentially.
And then they had take backsies.
And
Because
honestly,
of
there's
their,
better quality elsewhere now.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix had their heyday, but like, they've taken most of the regular films that was like their big thing, and they've just changed to just almost mostly originals, but
Yeah. And
those
mostly TV shows too.
Yeah,
that they
and-
keep canceling.
yeah,
On
and
top
they
of that,
oh yeah, that's a whole hot.
that's another hot take. We'll get back to.
Yeah, the fact that, and a lot of the audience members now are feeling like they can't trust Netflix to drop a new series and get invested only to then drop like right after the first season.
Yeah. Are we gonna address the warrior nun situation?
Listen.
Gremlin feels a type of way. Understandably, I get it, but you know.
Yeah, well, considering that show, regardless what some people who try to say otherwise, like, oh, it didn't have as many ratings and all that stuff, it was extremely highly rated. It was, I think, in the top for, I want to say, a good couple weeks. So, it wasn't just some, like, show that didn't have the ratings, didn't have the viewers, and they just decided to cut it.
Yeah. Wait, is spoilers a thing? I'm not really sure because
It's
of
been
what
out.
happened.
It's been out now.
Yeah, it's been out long enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I never actually watched the show, but I mean, it seemed really interesting, and I watched a little bit of it. And I remember when Gremlin was talking about it, that they finally actually made the main characters, like they were shipped together.
Yeah, they were shipped and they were hinted at in the first season.
Right.
I mean, the fans of the show knew that they were gonna take it there, and Simon, the creator, he was very much adamant about it beforehand. Mm-hmm. So everyone was like putting their trust in him. But like, we've all been robbed before, where a creator head was like, "Oh, we're gonna do this," or hinted at it, like basically queer baiting, and then you watch the next season and nothing happens, or they throw them with the stale heterosexual relationship, whatever. Not that they're all stale, that's not what I mean. But
it's just more so that they just throw the storyline in that doesn't make any sense when they had all the other
build-up. And this was like one of the first times that a showrunner hinted at it and decided to just
actually run through it.
Yeah.
Like, it made sense that they progressed to where they did by the third season because you had all that background, so it felt like a more natural relationship.
Yeah. So it was nice to see. But then it was like, I don't know. It was finally given to us and then it was taken away by Netflix.
Because of their weird quota system, which doesn't make any sense, because honestly I don't even know how I don't understand their statistics with that.
I don't know either.
Because some shows that they don't even hit weekly, like, because you know how like some shows like it's week after week after week after week they're number one position, but they still get canceled. And yet there's other shows like those weird dating reality
yeah.
shows that they keep pushing out now.
Yes.
That it feels like we're watching like TMZ.
Yes, pretty much. Yes, pretty much.
Those don't stay number one all the time. They drop after like the first 2 weeks if they even make it that.
Through,
but they get
nothing.
pushed through all the time, and I was like, I personally haven't really even watched any of those. Those aren't the shows that interest me.
Also, people are bringing up. I mean, it's a great show. I haven't finished it, but I did watch the first season of. What was it? Young Royals. It's another queer one, but it's a gay
I've heard
couple.
that one.
It's
yeah.
really. I mean,
I think
I can't
I
speak
put
to
it
the
on
rest
my.
of it.
I think I put it on my list to watch. I haven't seen it yet.
The first season's really good. I liked it, but it didn't have the same kind of ratings as Warrior Nun, and yet it was pushed for its final season, whereas Warrior Nun was gutted. So it begged the question once again, like, why are like male relationship shows constantly being promoted and pushed, but why does all the women loving ones like get either
What was that
gutted
other
or
one?
changed?
That
You were really
vampire
upset
one?
about the other
Oh,
one too.
the First Kill.
Yeah, that was it,
yeah.
I will say it was definitely a very, very corny show.
But there's
But
a
at
lot
the
of-
same but at the same time, the same corny shows that got pushed for years and years of like heterosexual couples, like that was fine. But it's two girls and suddenly they were like no cut. And that was another show that even though the hardcore fans admitted how corny it was, they still pushed and promoted for it because actually that show got more promotion than Warrior Nun. Warrior Nun got like no promotions. It's crazy. Basically the fans and Simon and the actors had to promote the show. And it still did numbers. And even today people are trying to save the show and they're buying billboards and stuff, but
Wasn't there a petition going
yeah,
around?
and I think they met the numbers too.
Oh, I'm sure they probably.
But it doesn't
exceeded
matter.
it,
I don't think
but
Netflix
no.
is gonna do anything. But
And Netflix owns the rights to it. Right?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Netflix show.
So it can't move anywhere
No,
else.
Yeah.
they would have to sell it, and I can't see Netflix honestly selling it.
no.
They're literally that petty
Yeah.
corporation, to be honest.
But I mean, we'll
Dang.
see because it's still like every day they're fighting,
Well, I mean, it's an important show, obviously.
and it was good. Like it was actually good quality. So I don't get it, but also I get it. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
But I guess that also leads into the shows that do make it, but that we were kind of nervous about not going through because it took forever to get an answer on. Sandman.
It did take forever, and it was pushed number one for several weeks. I think it was like 7 or 8 weeks because the fans were so worried that if it wasn't number one, because everyone believed the statistics,
Yeah.
had to be
The
that.
algorithm
And
thing.
yeah, the algorithm.
The algorithm.
Yeah.
This is where we
Words
get the
I
mumbles
can't
from
say.
and mumbles and grumbles, just
Yeah,
so you know.
that's Rigsby's problem. But yeah, it technically worked, but at the same time, no one thought it worked because they didn't say anything for months.
Mhm.
And then it
You
went.
were really sweating it.
Yeah,
too.
I was just like,
you were like,
always
they're not
looking.
saying it's not gonna go, and I was like, wait.
Which, like, it doesn't. At the same time, it doesn't make any sense because probably Sandman and Warrior Nun at least had the same following. To be honest, because Sandman's a very small group of people who probably watched it and actually really enjoyed it because it was a different type of storytelling than what most people are used to watching.
It's basically like that sci-fi, like fantasy that always draws in the cult following. Same with Warrior Nun.
Yeah. It's I guess would it be considered world building too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
World building, fantastical, like all those things. It's mentally invigorating and interesting enough to draw in a lot of people.
Like they give it a chance. Is
Yeah.
the whole
I mean,
point.
that is the entire.
But I
yeah.
think ultimately, Netflix needs to calm down and at least give their series like second seasons before they.
No, I agree.
You can't get to the end of the first season and just make that.
Don't they base it all off of like bingeability?
Supposedly.
Yeah,
And which
it's
is
basically all about rewatch.
technically, that means Sandman should have failed because it was a very hard show to binge through
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the way the storytelling was.
And there's also certain episodes that were they're a little tough to get through.
Which I think is a very like problematic way that Netflix is trying to go about. Like, it shouldn't always be about binge-worthy.
It shouldn't.
Like you're saying, shows like that are not going to be binged as frequently as other ones. People have had to literally, like with First Kill and even Warrior Nun, people had to do like watch parties. You shouldn't have to do a watch party just to get a show to continue. That's ridiculous in my opinion.
No, it is. If it's doing well overall, there has to be different metrics that can be measured at so that content like that is not scrapped.
Yeah.
It's obviously important enough if people are fighting for it.
But that dream though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we can't bring up Salmon without talking about the infamous dream.
King of Dreams, Morpheus.
Yep.
Go on,
King
Rigsby.
of God.
Murphy. How many dreams have you had?
How many dreams have I had of dream? Only a couple. They were really innocent.
Every night.
Every
No,
night,
Every night. You.
No, I'm
She
Oh.
but I'm kidding.
She prays to him every night. He visits her dream.
Dream.
Oh, I'm getting so confused. Yeah, Dream, and we want to bring up Matthew. Matthew is always.
Oh yes, the scene stealer.
Matthew's a good boy.
Matthew is good.
The best boy.
Matthew's the only one who will mouth off to Dream.
Yeah.
Well, what about Last of Us? Since we're apparently we're gonna make this this entire episode about shows. Last of Us?
I mean, that's usually how a lot of our stuff goes.
It is. This is true.
Yeah, The Last of Us. I played the video game, and I was really excited about the new show on HBO.
Yeah, if you hear any weird noises in the background, it's Ben Snowball.
Yeah. We're trying to not have him do that so it doesn't mess too much with the audio, but he does what he does. Is part of this. He's here.
Yeah. But one of our biggest gripes is like video games turn into shows or movies, and as I'm sure even y'all are aware, they don't do a great job about that. As
Resident Evil.
Yeah. As Rigsby and I are super angry about over the years. Like, I mean, we'll watch and enjoy some of the interpretations, but we just wonder why it goes so wrong.
Particularly with the live action versions of any other Resident Evil.
AKA the most recent.
Yeah.
RE. Was it just RE?
Yeah.
The Netflix one with the two girls. Oh my god, that was atrocious.
Could have been good. I don't know where they messed up, honestly. Like,
no, where they messed up was, it wasn't even the visuals. It was your two lead characters. They were so unlikable.
They really were.
Every decision they made led to, like, the death of other people and the
harm to each other.
Yeah.
The one that was likable, because I'm not a gamer. I just happen to be gamer adjacent all the time. What's the name of the other person?
Talking about the dad?
Yeah.
The dad had the most interesting. He actually had storyline.
There was complexity
and character development. That
it should have honestly been. He should have been the POV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Point of view. Just in case.
And even
asterisk point of view.
It would have been fine with the main one, not the one that turns evil, but like the main character, daughter. I literally forgot.
Honestly,
it's been a while.
Honestly, I think reverse. The one that was actually her name was Billy, and I said she reminded me of like a Billie Eilish.
Oh.
She was more interesting to me.
No, she was.
And she was the less like I want to say stupid. Aggravating, and she wasn't as brash. But her sister, she kind of like ripped off her sister, and so like she then did the same stuff. But I forgot the name of.
I forgot their names.
The main girl.
I'm gonna search it up real quick.
Yeah, need to Google something. So.
I keep wanting to say Claire, but I know that's from the game,
that's from
right?
She's a great girl. She's a great girl.
I remember. What, like watching you guys play,
honestly, I would just. I mean, I know that they've done it recently, but I never did watch it. Did you watch it? It was that newer show. I think it was Netflix or something else, and it had Claire and Leon. Yes. But I haven't seen it.
No, we saw it. It was that little.
No, not the animated one.
No,
or the CGI. It was. It was that one with, dang, I wish I could remember his name.
No, he was the one in the CJ animated one. He did the voice of... I wish he was the one who did the voice of Leon. You're gonna have to do a separate Google because I did this one.
Yeah, no, I swear. Oh yeah, you tell us.
Back to the live action one that... No. The two leads, the two girls, it was Jade and Billy.
Jade was annoying.
Really?
I could not. She was horrible in this shit.
I don't know. I thought Billy was more annoying than Jade.
Jade, every decision that Jade did led to their downfall. Like, I'm not saying that Billy didn't make decisions too, but it was mostly Jade. And she's the one at the end that, I don't want to, like, spoil everything, but, like, she got that girl that was pregnant on the ship killed. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was, because remember when she got older, she seemed redeemable.
Yeah, and then,
we were
they
like,
did
okay,
that.
we're vibing with this,
Yeah.
and then she kept making all the wrong decisions. And we were like, why?
I don't know what they were doing with that storyline. They should have left it to where she was more character developed when she was older, but it's like they left the same flaws, like she never got better.
Yeah, she never grew.
Yeah.
They just sort of made us believe that for a second, and then they were like, nope, same person.
So basically, it sounds like how Last of Us is actually doing the video game justice. Resident Evil has failed at that several times. Which is just so sad. It's so sad. It should it shouldn't be that difficult to.
This one. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh no,
it's gone.
You were saying it shouldn't be like difficult to like, I guess, get it wrong.
Oh, I think that's why I lost it because I was like, I don't know where I'm going. But there's been so many opportunities to do it correctly that it's just weird that they haven't gotten it right.
I think the other problem is that a lot of people that get their like hands in the pot aren't true lovers of it. Which is why, again, I agree.
Like, just don't do it.
That's why The Last of Us was different, because it was people that genuinely cared. And, I mean, obviously, as we're watching through the episodes, they put absolute details from the game into the show. So that, and I remember, like, the first episode, the whole drive scene and that leads into the plane crash, like that whole other than the plane crash, that whole like shot is a direct like pull from the game. Like it's little things like that, and then on the recent, well, not the recent episode because we're a little bit behind, with the backpack thing.
Yeah.
I told you that like whenever they take their backpacks off, like that's how they get into their inventory, and they literally made that a cute little side joke in the show. Like it's little details like that.
And it seems like they're obviously doing it correctly with it's very obvious from what Gremlin's saying, but it's also just the way that they built the storyline too. Even though it is pulling straight from the game, like you're saying, it's the story is interesting to someone who's not even who doesn't really know much about the game, which would be me. I didn't really know what it was. They had to explain it to me, but just watching the show, it's been really interesting, and like how they're visualizing, creating these.
Well, you also really like a lot of like what's happening visually,
Would
regardless
they be
of what
called, like fungal creatures?
Yeah, they're basically fungi.
Yeah, it's just fun guy.
Fungi.
Sorry. It's just so cool. It's visually appealing, and it's like the texture. Like the makeup behind it. It's just so intriguing. Anyways, yeah.
I do not remember when this dropped. It's
You talking about the one I showed you, right?
Yeah. It is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. It was supposed to essentially reboot the original films, which mind you, we're not complaining about that live action one. It's still cheesy, but it's still a good cult classic.
Are you talking about that one?
Not this one.
Oh, okay.
The original set of live action films.
Yeah.
That was following. God, it's been a while since I watched it. Who was the main character it was following? In the original one? Alice.
Oh,
Alice.
oh, you're talking about those ones.
Yeah.
The ones that
This
are...
is supposed to be the reboot from that one.
Yeah, the interesting films, but also from a director that did not care about this first material, which is why it was so off. But I mean, still interesting growing up when we were like younger. We still enjoyed it.
I was like, they're
crazy.
kind of cheesy. Doesn't really follow the material. Did its own storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like they all necessarily connected properly.
No.
But I mean, it was an interest, you know. It came out during a time zombie movies were coming out, the virus
they were like on the rise.
And stuff. Yeah,
the obsession started.
It's like the virus would be on the... I'm sorry.
Coming over the horizon. But yeah, so Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City came out in 2021 in November.
So you know what we have to do, right?
I don't...
We gotta watch that.
It's gonna be a separate podcast segment, guys. I don't... Other than it being advertised by posters, I don't remember seeing anything else for this film.
I just remember, like, they were talking about the Leon change. Like, in looks. And that was it. Like, the actor. But I thought it was an interesting take.
Apparently...
He's a great actor.
It might be getting a second film, potentially, because it's doing very well on video on demand. So, they might be continuing the storyline.
Sorry, that's a Snowball scratching
the carpet.
He's trying to dig in.
He wants all the attention on him.
You're gonna be hearing a lot of him.
It's not your podcast. You didn't ask for any ASMR, okay? Though he would be very good at that.
He would, yes.
He would.
Especially the licking, just lick the mic.
Well, that could be off-putting to some people.
Maybe, but the ASMR crowd will enjoy it.
Oh, that's true.
I'm pretty sure if we get him really close to the mic and have him lick something, maybe they can vote if they like his ASMR. Are we going to
try? Let's see. Okay. Oh, if you heard popping, that's my joint. I'm old. Anyways.
Oh, now he's being mic shy.
Yeah, he's mic shy right now.
Okay, wait. Get him more comfortable.
Okay. Pretty sure you can hear this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's give it a moment for Snowball. Uh-huh. Okay, he seems confused. That's been a segment of Snowball.
But yes, we need to now watch that, especially if there's going to be a continuation of it.
Yeah.
And excited to continue with The Last of Us, and we need to catch Rigsby up on that.
Yeah, I'm way behind.
Yeah. But excited.
But the whole point was that it is possible to do a proper Resident Evil film. That was the point.
Yes, thank you. That was a
circle back.
We circle back. Yeah. It's possible, so we just need somebody that really cares about... It doesn't have... Like The Last of Us is showing, they can make changes and it's still interesting. You just have to have care and love for the project.
What are future projects?
Oh, they're starting filming again. There's season 2 filming.
So
do we have anything else except...
That's the only one I've been keeping up with, okay? But yes, they're starting filming in... Well, they just said this summer, so I'm not really sure which month, but... It's the summer. I can't wait.
Yes.
Summer.
I need it to drop like now.
Yes.
We don't have to talk about the show in general, because also, like, we haven't finished it. But, hot button issue, so we won't tackle it too much. But...
Triggered gremlin.
But they've replaced Percy. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if we can talk about that, but I'm just saying, like, they've replaced him with the new actor, and they're gonna continue with the second season.
I didn't know they were gonna replace him first. Or they already? Wednesday.
Oh.
Honestly, in my opinion, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate.
They're replacing him? Well, just show the character.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a conversation.
Your face like you're gonna kill me.
I'm so sorry for those of y'all who like him, but I don't like Xavier. He's too obsessed over her. It's just weird. I don't know.
Weird.
But yeah, apparently they replaced him and they're gonna continue with the second season.
So we're talking about Wednesday on a Wednesday.
Why do we always do that? It just happens. The first time, and then it happened another time we were talking about it was on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah. It just keeps
Wednesday,
happening.
Wednesdays.
Because it's not like we talk about it often. It was good, but...
Does anyone?
It's
does
no
any-
Sandman.
If we're going back to the whole quota thing of like, you gotta binge it to get it to pass, did anyone even re-binge Wednesday?
Yeah, it was the number one. It beat out...
Wednesday was really popular.
It beat out Stranger Things, which... also, again, I still think Stranger Things is the best Netflix has ever dropped, but that's my opinion.
She's
Even
not biased at all.
over,
No.
Yeah, that is
Umbrella
literally my favorite
Academy?
show. Huh?
Even over Umbrella Academy, which I haven't watched.
I
but
love
I know that's a really
Umbrella
popular
Academy is my second favorite.
Umbrella Academy's great.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal
Great
show.
show.
which is
Oh,
filming its last
Yes,
season,
yes.
right?
So
Or-
that's I think also now in production. I want to
Yes,
say.
it's in
Yeah.
production currently.
So
Stranger Things also.
So
last
Stranger
season.
Things will be on its last season, and Umbrella Academy will be on its last season, and then
Wednesday's
Wednesday will be on its second season.
Second, Sandman's going on second.
Yeah.
So we're saying is this is how Netflix continues.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly.
In my opinion, anything. Okay, maybe Sandman too, but Sandman and Stranger Things are kind of the only thing really keeping me. I just hate that it helps Netflix.
Yeah, that's where the problem lies. Netflix, all the money that Netflix is getting from everything. Because some of their stuff is good. It's interesting, but then they do stuff like this. It's just and I've trailed off. Here we are.
You know how it goes.
So.
Hope you all enjoyed our other nonsense. If you have anything you would like us to talk about next time or expand on from this segment, you can easily drop a comment on any of our social platforms. Nocturnal Citizen signing off.
Good boy.
Bye.
Bye.